Hello, everyone. This is lesson three. And as you see, the setup of lesson three is different than what lesson one and lesson two was, because lesson three actually concentrates on calculator skills. Now, before anyone says anything, just to let you all know, you're not going to be allowed to use the calculator on every part of the exam. You can only use the calculator on the parts that's designated for the exam. So I have this calculator here, which is a model of the calculator that you're supposed to use for this class, the TI-30XS. So hopefully this will assist you and the and navigating the calculator. Now I'm not going to go over every single thing from the calculator, but I will go over a few key points. So what we're going to do, instead of just talking about these different functions, we're actually going to go through and use them. Okay, now they do give you some helpful hints from here. Like for example, one that says always clear a calculator before start a new computation, because you do not want to end up using a computation that has nothing to do with the problem and it will change your answer. Okay, so now it said enter each number followed by the plus sign. They're talking about this problem here. So what you would do here, you would type in 63 and then plus 97, then plus 58, plus 32, plus 81. And as you see here, I made a mistake and did a double plus. So here you see this delete key. You could press delete instead of clearing out the whole problem. Press this arrow key to go behind the 8, and then we could press 1. And then we press enter, and that gives us our answer, which is 331. Okay, now what we would do, it says example 2, find the difference between 15,789 and 9,332. So first thing we should do is press clear and then type in these values. We have 1,789 minus 9,332 and then press enter. Now, I know a lot of you are used to using the equal key, but enter is the equal key here. So it's 6,457. Now we go here to example 3. We'll press clear. It says find the product of 309 and 68. Product means multiplication. So we will do 309 times, and then we will have 68 and enter, and it gives us 21,012, which is our final answer. And we know the product is the answer of a multiplication problem. So we'll clear this out. Then we will go to example 4. It says divide 12,456 by 12. So you do 12,456 divided by 12 and press enter. And that gives you 1,038. Now we come down here to these 11 problems. We'll clear this out and we'll go through each one of them step by step. So we had 19 plus 26 plus 85 plus 23. Now, one thing I do want to tell you is this here. What I like about this calculator is that you could see all of the numbers that you typed in. Unlike some of the other calculators, when you type in a number, it will add them together and you don't know if you typed in the number correctly or not. So now that this looks the same as this here without the equal sign, you can press enter and you have your answer, because it says practice solving the following problems on your calculator. So we'll clear it. We'll do 2,579 minus 1,392 and press enter. So you'll get 1,187. And now we can clear it. We can do 4 times 28 times 7. Press enter. That gives you 784. And we'll clear that out. Now we'll do 4. We had 2,568 divided by 107. Press enter, and that gives you 24. So we'll clear that out. Now we have 12,356 plus 14,728. Enter. It'll give you 27,084. And you see we have the exact same numbers here. So we go back and clear. So we go to number 6, 107,899 minus 93,457. Enter. Gives you 14,442. Clear this out. Now we have 209 times 56. Enter. It gives you 11,704. We could clear that out. Now we have 972 divided by 18. And we will have 54. And then number 9, we had 20,540 divided by 13. Press enter. We got 1,580. Clear that out. Now number 10, B, and we're starting for number 10. The directions for number 10 and 11. It says choose the one correct answer to each question. Dan bought a used car with 16,741 miles on it. If the car now has 42,920 miles on it, how many miles has Dan put on the car? So we'll take the current mileage, which is 42,920, minus the mileage it was on the car when he bought it, which is 16,741. So it'll be 26,179, which your answer would be B. Okay, now clear it, go to number 11. A shipment of 20 computers arrived at a warehouse. If each computer is valued at $995, what is the total value of the shipment? So we would take our 20 computers and multiply by their value, which is $995. And that would tell you the total value of the shipment, which is $19,900. Now, I didn't say this in the lesson 2, but after all of your lessons, it does have an answer and explanations page. Now, depending on what book you're using, your page number may be different. Okay, so let me clear this out. And then let me scroll down here. It says use the second key for a second function. To access, so what happens is when you use the second key, these values that you see up here on top of the words like quit, insert, 10 to the x power, all of these, you have to press second first, then the key in order to access those. So that's just something for your FYI. So if they're asking for certain values, you have to make sure that you press the second key first, then this value. Okay, now it says find the square root of 169. So what you would do is this here. You notice here the square root is this, I don't know what color it is on your calculator, but it sits up top. So we'll press second, the square root key, and then we would type in the 169. And then press enter. And it gives you 13. Okay, now, for example 6. Well, let's clear this out. Example 6, it says find the part if you are given the percent and the whole. Find 10% of 500. Now remember, 10% of 500. Of means multiplication. So it says always clear a calculator before starting a new computation. Enter the number you want to find the percent of. We want to enter 500 and then press the multiplication sign and then enter the percent number. So we'll type in 10 and then we have to press second and then the percent sign here. And then it'll be 500 times 10%, and that would equal 50. And that is the final answer. So now we would clear that. Now it says example 7. Find the percent if you are given the whole and the part. What percent of 240 is 60? Okay, so we cleared it out like step 1. It says enter the part. What percent of 240 is 60? The part is the lower value, is typically the lower value or the number that's after or before the is. So we have 60. So we have 60. Press the division sign. And then it says enter the whole. The whole is the 240. So we have 60 divided by 240. And then press the second key. And then press the close or right parenthesis key. So we'll press second. And then we'll press the percent key. Now, this percent key, if you notice, it have this arrow to percent. This is letting you know that we're going to take this fraction and say what the percent of this is. So we press enter, and then that's 25%. So 60 is 25% of 240. So remember, if you're just trying to find a percent like we did example 6, well, I'm sorry, if you're trying to find the number, because it says 10% of 500, that's where you would just use a regular percent. But if we're actually trying to find a percentage as our final answer, that's when you would use this that has the arrow pointing and a percent sign. Okay, so now we're going to go down here to 3-2. Let's clear this out. It says practice solving the following problems on your calculator. Okay, so number 1, we had a square root. So we press second and then the square root key here of 625 and press enter. That gave us 25. So we clear that. Now we press second, the square root key of 324. Press enter. That gave us 18. So we'll clear that. Now we'll press second, the square root of 1,225. Press enter. That gave us 35. So we clear that. Now it says find 20% of 680. Now remember what we did before. We typed in the 680, which is the whole number, times the percent. So we'll type in 20. We'll press second and then the percent key. Because remember, we want a numerical answer, not a percent answer. And press enter. So that gave us 136. So we'll clear that. And if you notice, number 5 is basically the same type of problem. We'll type our 1250 times 10 second, we'll press second and the percent key and press enter. So that'll give us 125. So we could clear that off. So that's number 5. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip a little bit because since we did 4 and 5, we might as well do 7 and 8 because 7 and 8 is the same as 4 and 5. So let's do that. So we'll do 40 times 5, then second and a percent sign, press enter. So that gives us 2. Clear that out. So we'll do 450 times, we will have 30, and then second and a percent, and enter. So that'll be 135. So we're clear of that. Now we go to number 6. 15 is what percent of 300? Now remember, we did a problem similar to this here. Find a percent if you are given the whole and a part. Now we have the whole, which is 300, and the part is 15. So the first thing we do is the part, which is 15. And then we do division. We do 15 divided by the whole. So the whole is 300. And then we press second, and then we press the arrow percent key, and then press enter. So that gives us our percent, which would be 5%. So we clear this off, and we go down here to number 9, same thing. The part is 20 divided by the whole, which is 400. Second, and then we do our arrow percent here, press enter, and that gives us 5%. So we clear that out. So we took care of problems 1 through 9, and now we just have problems 10 and 11 to complete. So problem 10, the directions say choose the one best answer to each question. Number 10 says Tanya paid 20% of 1,680 as a down payment. How much was the down payment? So basically, what we're trying to do is like number 4. We're trying to find 20% of 1,680. It's just worded differently. So 20%, so we know we would do the whole first, which is 1680, and then times the percent, which is 20%. So it'll be 20 second, and then a percent sign, enter. It'll be $336, which is C. Now for 11, Aaron received a credit of $48 on a purchase of $960. What percent of 960 is 48? So we know 48 is a part divided by the whole, which is 960. And then we do the arrow percent, second, arrow percent, enter. So that'll be 5%, which is A. Now, that finishes off this problem here. And what I'm going to have to do is have to introduce you all how to get to the website to get this online calculator. Because aside from the handheld calculator, which you all can use on a test, I also want you all to be a little familiar with the online calculator, because you may, if you forget your calculator, you may have to depend on the online calculator. So it probably would be a good idea for you to practice with that as well. So I will possibly give you that in class, or I will make a separate video that will show you all how to get there. Well, I decided just to put the website here. This is the website. Now you may have to copy this down because unless I'm able to send it to your email. But this is the website that you would need to go to, and I'm going to show you how to navigate. What you would do is scroll down. You would scroll down until you get here, where it says use the TI-30XS calculator online, 100% free. You would click here for the client index. And once this loads up, you will press start and then start again. And then what you would notice here after it's loaded up 100%, up here you got the arrow and you got the calculator. You will click on the calculator and there it appears. And it says memory clear. You just press clear, and then you will press it like I did going through this lesson that we have. So please, if you can, if I'm able to send you the link, I will. But if not, you all would just have to rewind the video a little bit, copy down that web address, and then put it in, and you should be able to pull up the calculator and practice with it. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I will upload this to YouTube. Bye.